2.
Welcome to Patched, Player 2's weekly podcast. I'm your host, Paul James, and I'm again joined by Jay Parnas and Damo Camilleri. God. We're into the topic of the month time this week, and we've piled on top of a recent Twitter trend that was called hashtag 7 favourite games.
So it's a non-starter to begin with.
People were... Hey?
So it's a non-starter to begin with because it's a Twitter thing.
It's a Twitter thing. Where people basically disclosing their top 7 favourite games. Yeah. We're one by one going to go through each of us, rattling off our top 7, and Damo, you're going to kick things off.
Number 7 rocks up with Red Dead Redemption.
Why?
You didn't tell me there has to be a fucking why behind it.
No, I'm not criticising, but what is it?
It's shit, I selected these games.
We need to go for longer than 7 minutes.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
This is the best.
So,
we are professionals.
Red Dead Redemption is a good game, and I like it because it has horses.
And that ending.
Yay.
Because cowboys.
When I first played it, I wasn't expecting much out of it, and what I did get was this really cool game. And regardless of everybody like shit canning it when you get to Mexico and all the bullshit travel, I mean, to me it was just fun. Like, it was just different.
At least fun when it gets to Mexico.
Yeah, they were just saying that when you
get common criticism is the time in Mexico.
Yeah, it wasn't fantastic. I didn't make and break the game for it, but it definitely makes it into my top 7, regardless of its flaws.
So I've heard.
Alright, well, what'd you go with for number 6? We're going to go through person by person.
Oh, well, fuck. I thought we were all going to do a top 7.
Jay made a point beforehand that it was better to get a bit of insight into each of us by getting a chance on to go through our...
Oh, shit, I fucked that one up. Number 6 is Oddworld, Abe's Odyssey.
Oh, wow, okay.
It was the first thing I ever played on PlayStation 1.
You're so proud of yourself for using the term deep cut. Yeah. I can see it on your face. Sorry to take away from what you're saying. Okay. But I just saw this it's like, nailed it.
Continue.
These are the professionals I work with.
Hey, I had a good line.
I did a good line. You just pointed out that I liked it.
So, yeah, me and my sister thought it was hilarious. Like, that you could fart. You could get killed in insane amount of times. Like when the blocks of meat are falling in the first couple of minutes, it's just teaching you to jump. I think it took us and we were young kids when we played this. We had a bit of a sick sense of humor. We thought it was hilarious to run Abe just straight into him, just fucking, and you'd be like, and then the birds fly, killing all the guys that you get to follow, blowing up the slicks, and even just the fucking opening line, with they make some pretty good scrap cakes too. Fucking loved it. What just a fucking solid game. And I should just fucking have this list memorized, but whatever.
That was a lot of F-bombs in a one sentence. That sentence.
We're sorry, Matt.
Yeah, sorry, Matt. That was a sentence comprised of F-bombs and 3 other words.
Was it?
Yes.
Oddworld, Abe's Odyssey.
Yeah.
F and
I didn't even pay attention. Omega Boost, a PS1 game that I was lucky enough to play that inspired me to love another game, and we talked about that earlier. But Omega Boost was definitely a solid game. Mech. It was hard to actually pry my dad off it for the first time ever. But I love it. I don't know. It was fast-paced action, just terrible graphics, but just a fun system of combat. And I don't know. It was very relatable to Tekkaman Blade, the anime, if you're ever going to get on that.
Oh, Tekkaman Blade.
Yes. No, I'm already going to it. Number 4 made Pokemon Red and Blue. So my first, a lot
we can put pairs of games on this list?
It's the same game.
It's not the same game.
Fine.
You can get Vulpix in one.
I fucking had Blue, but I prefer Red just because of the sheer,
quality of the Pokemon.
Scyther on one side.
Hey, Scyther's fantastic.
Exactly.
That's what he means.
Red got Scyther. I was shattered. I was like, I don't know. I think my mum got me the game. I just put on but I don't know what the fuck was going on. But anyway, it was solid. I mean, I think Charmander was my first Pokemon. And then I moved on to Bulbasaur. Then I moved to Blastoise. then I moved back to Charmander. I played that game like
Squirtle. You just skipped all of them and just went straight to Blastoise.
yeah, exactly. That's what you do.
Rare candy chain. Fucking
Exactly. Just trade Pokemon. Shut the fuck up, Paul. Sorry, the audience. For my language.
And Matt.
And Matt. Yeah, everyone likes Pokemon. It was a great game. The Singo cheat was amazing. Like, you know,
How
also
that got around as easily as it did?
Yeah,
Like, in a pre-internet age.
Yeah, the weirdest thing, it was like, you know, half on the land, half not on. And so, like, eventually, like, I remember everyone just, like, went on to, like, Cinderbar Island or whatever and, like, did it. And then, they just
So you had to
kept going
chat to a dude in... It was like Viridian City or whatever, like a dude who like shows you how to catch Pokemon or something.
Yeah.
You had to chat to him or something, and then you fly to Cinnabar Island or something, and
then surf down the right
surf down
coast.
And like the 13th item in your inbox gets multiplied. Yeah. And then like you can catch... And if you actually visit the Safari Zone and then go talk to the guy, the Safari Pokemon would appear.
Yes, that's true.
So that was super cool. That was the easiest way to fucking catch them.
Yeah, I do remember catching a Scyther in the water.
Yeah.
In that game.
Logical place to find
Yeah,
it.
that's where they hang out.
I mean, it was a really fun game, really, wasn't it? Like, I mean, like, I remember being on the Oval at my primary school and catching Mewtwo, and my friend was like, "Can I play Pokemon?" I'm like, "You know how important this is right now." Like, okay. Number 3, Final Fantasy VII makes its way in there. One of my first massive purchases on the old PS1 because I actually wanted it not burnt. So
it's a gem.
It is. It was solid. It scared the living bejeebus out of me.
Look, he's curbing his language.
Yeah.
Thank you for not...
When the weapons got released, when Sephiroth releases the weapons, I actually had like almost an anxiety attack. As a kid, I was like, what's going on? I don't know. It's a very intense thing, and I played it recently, and the same thing happened. I don't know if it's just because, you know, conditioning or whatever, but...
You might want to see a doctor.
No, it's just, I don't know. It's a very intense... Like,
you said he was a kid, so it's lasted 10 plus years.
You get right into it. Number 2 and 1 were very hard to depict.
Jeez, been that far along.
Yeah.
Oh, I lost track.
Have you not been listening?
No, he obviously hasn't.
But I lost track of the numbers.
Number 2, it was hard for me to, like, you know, choose between the two of them, but circumstances make it what it is.
Circumcision makes it what it is. Got it.
Legend of Zelda, Link's Awakening, number 2. I played the crap out of that. I non-stop have, and I think everybody should definitely play that.
I've played it. Yeah.
Oh, well, then that goes for that games club next month. Wink, wink. Wasn't happening. Whatever. I'll leave Easter eggs.
Sometimes we just have to entertain ourselves.
Yeah.
Have to crack jokes that they know is only going to be for that person. I make myself laugh.
I do. I'm hilarious. Yeah, it was great fun. I played it on the Game Boy Color. That was like the first game I got on the DX
version.
Yeah, so I got the red and blue tunics and things like that. And
that's from like the Color World.
Yeah. You go down into the
ghosts.
Yeah, into the grave. But like, I never knew this, but if you do it too late, you actually can't get access to it.
Yeah.
It's like, well, I'll be down.
It's the same with the camera. The Game Boy Color or the Game Boy camera stuff that there's like points of no return for each of them.
Yeah. Like if you Bow Wow or whatever the dog's name was.
Wasn't it a dude who takes? Oh yeah, there's that one.
Yeah.
If you don't all of them we have to do them before a certain dungeon.
Yeah. And number 1, of course, you all should have realised this if you had been fans of us for long enough. Zone of the End is the second runner. God, I love that game. Everything about it. It's like crack cocaine to me, seriously. Just cannot get enough.
Yeah, just get the disc, chop it up. Yeah.
It's amazing.
Chop up a line.
Seriously, with just like, I'll need rehab next time I play it.
Just breathe it into your lungs.
Mm-hmm. Deep. Real deep.
Yeah,
I might actually like stick on my butt with some marijuana.
You've already heard Damo rant quite a lot about the game when we had the Player 2 video.
I'll rant about it any time.
A few months back.
So if you want a
little bit more detail,
raving, I would say raving.
Go and check that one.
Ranting and raving and carrying.
Jay, you and your collections are now up.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go
fucking
with a few.
spoilers.
I'm going to go with a few honourable mentions because I don't care.
Go for your
And
life.
if you try and stop me, I will hurt you. I have 3 glass things.
Like and share this video now if you would like to see an later podcast.
Yeah, if you would like to see a glass.
Paul.
So, honourable mention to Killer 7 because it's awesome. Borderlands 2 because it's great. Super Metroid, and also because I couldn't pick one out of the 2 because I didn't realise we were having to do twin games. Legend of Zelda Ages and Sea, or Oracle of Ages and Oracle of Seasons. Technically, they are one game.
But they're different at the same time.
So I've done it here so that I've only got games that fit on the one medium. So you can put in one disc, that is one game, and that is your game. I totally haven't cheated at all. Completely honest. So I'll start with number 7, Paper Mario and the $1,000-Year Door.
Yes.
Because
that one.
It's the GameCube one. For my money, it is the pinnacle of the series, and it's been going downhill ever since. Basically, it's the last one that had the real RPG, like turn-based attacks, where all your attacks are based on the simple mechanic of hearts, flower power, and badges. Like, that's it. It's super simple.
Yeah.
It's super, really tight. It's easy. It's got the whole sort of, you press the button at the right time to reduce damage or increase it.
That was awesome.
It's great. It was great. And I think that even Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga has a lot from Mario RPG / Paper Mario 1. I think the Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga has a lot to thank those games for that came before it. And I feel like Paper Mario on the 64 was definitely a follow-on from Mario RPG, that they picked that up and they made it its own thing. Yeah. And then they perfected it with the GameCube, and they've been fucking it ever since. Yeah. And look, it's purely because they don't use the fun systems, right?
The plane's going to crash in about Mario, so...
Well...
Steampunk Mario.
I'd play that.
Mario.
Yeah. I'd play that. I've always told you what my dream for Mario would be, and it'll never happen.
Number 6.
Number 6, Custom Robo Arena.
Oh, god damn it!
Yeah, that's a real good game.
Oh.
It's a real good game. I put in, I don't even know how many hours into that game.
Oh, shit, fire out, man.
It's such
You're already trying to work out which one you could kick out to...
Yeah.
I would say...
Well, it'd have to be number 7, wouldn't it?
I would say, Red Dead would take the boot over Custom.
Yeah, it's a real good game.
It's solid.
It's so much fun to play. I mean, it's fun to play with multiplayer. It's fun to play single player. Single player stories are long.
Oh, how long is that?
It's really long. It's got a similar level of story writing to like your basic sort of like what an anime is, like the Mega Man Battle Network.
Yeah,
like
Metabots and things like that.
Metabots, Mega Man Battle Network, all of those sorts of ones where it's kind of like it's maybe aimed at someone in the early teens.
Yeah.
So look, it's not, you've got your sort of crime syndicate and all that sort of nonsense, and your main character gets blessed with this really cool thing, and your dad's this secret cool guy and all that sort of stuff. Like it's kind of cliche.
Cool guy.
Yeah, pretty much closet cool guy. Like is a scientist working on some cool business that you never know about, and he sort of disappears and whatever. And it's just a really cool thing, But the gameplay is really fun. It works really well with the DS controls and like cleaning your parts. And
I recall you showing me this way back.
It's a really, really good game. It is really, really
There
good.
was a time when Jay and I were both heading up to the same place for our various
tertiary
studies.
Yeah.
And you would show me, and Custom Robo was one of the games that you showed me on the DS, and there was a couple of
there were a few, and it was the same time I showed you, and
DS.
I managed to leverage you into it, and you never looked back.
Nope.
I'm
going to buy that again.
Yeah,
I'm not going to buy that. I'm going to play that again.
It's so good. That's
my next game I'm going to play.
It's really good. I would recommend you do the same. It's like even like the posable like parts where
I'm
like
sure you can make a game at some point.
Maybe.
You got your card thing and like
you
make the thing look sick as
like a little it's like a
it's like what shows off your robo.
Yeah, it's not diagram. Diorama.
Yeah,
that's exactly what it was. It was a diorama, and you can like pose your robot. And it's like I had mine in like this sort of space setting. It was like jumping back, like Mega Man style, holding his arm cannon. It was Oh, son, it was so good. It was so good.
Get it. Like if you got a DS, try and look for it. eBay, whatever. It shouldn't be too much.
So game number 5, Castlevania Aria of Sorrow, which is a Game Boy Advance game. Yeah. Came out just after Circle of the Moon, which was their sort of first foray into. I think it was one of their first forays into handheld Castlevania.
Yeah, probably.
I don't think there was much, if any, on the Game Boy Color, and certainly nothing worth note. It was right around the time of. Well, I mean, when you think about it, like you think of like Super Castlevania, all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
You know, NES and Super NES, and when you think it, when you say that about Game Boy Color, nothing really springs to mind. Think about the Game Boy Advance. You know, there's 3 really, really good ones on there. DS, same deal, and then nothing since because Konami is broken and into pachinko and Hellstar
and zombie Metal Gear games.
Yeah, well, let's not talk about that because I hate you. And just for bringing it up, it's so bad. It's so bad. What are they doing?
It's a really
if you want to see how much Jay hates Paul, please like and share this video
so we can get those bottles in your basket.
Yeah. So look, Aria of Sorrows, it's about as close to Symphony of the Night that you're going to get without being Symphony of the Night, but the story was a little better, and some of the upgrades were a little better. Some of the powers that you could do were cool because you could actually take on the soul. You could eventually capture the soul of an enemy. It would drop in the same way that regular rare loot drops.
Yeah.
So you kind of have to farm, which whatever you want to talk about that, you talk about that. But you could actually get some of your powers by doing that. It was just a really cool system, and I feel that some of the upgrades you get were a little bit more useful than some of the Symphony of the Night stuff. Like Wolf mode in Symphony of the Night is lame, doesn't really do much. And even Mist mode is not cool either. It's really only a couple of the late game ones that are fun and interesting.
So going into this, I figured that you'd have Symphony of the Night.
No, for me,
I assume that's not present.
It's not my favourite Castlevania, but it is arguably one of the best examples.
Yeah.
Of that. I actually really liked Harmony of Dissonance that came out directly after this one.
Yeah.
I also really Order of Ecclesia was pretty good.
That was the DS one, or was that?
That was the last DS one. That was the 3rd DS one. Then you got
that one was a cool. You had the stylus and you did cool things on the.
It was the one where the chick had tattoos and she used glyphs, and so you could have 2 main hand weapons because you could encode different glyphs. And the first sort of main portion of the game was similar to old Castlevania where they were screen to screen stuff, but then you hit Dracula's castle and it's this additional big castle, which was kind of cool. But the sequel to Aria of Sorrow on the DS was as good as, but I put this one in because it was the first in the series, so it's kind of
it led it.
Yeah, pretty much. And again, I wanted to have a Castlevania in here that represents the style of Castlevania I like, which is the sort of Metroidvania type stuff.
Yeah, no, but that's fair.
So that's why that snuck in at number 5. Number 4, Lilac Wars.
Cool.
Star Fox 64.
Oh, you played the shit out of that, didn't you?
I still would.
Does.
I still would. Yeah, I love it.
Given the opportunity.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't bother on the 3DS port because wasn't as tight. But going back and playing it on both the Wii and the 64. It's great. I love smashing through from start to finish, trying to kill you've seen me do a run, and I'll gun down 1,300 dudes and just metal because it's just fun. It's a great game. If that was on an arcade, I would save money just to buy that as an arcade machine and take a couch out of my place and have that in instead. I don't even care because it's the sort of thing, and that's the thing. I play it in arcade game style experiences where it's try not to lose any of your lives.
Yeah.
No continue type run where it's okay, if I chucked in 1 credit of this game, got to make the end of the game, and I probably could, more or less. And try and gun down as many as you can, high scores, that sort of stuff. So, and I love it, and it plays great. The story is perfectly cheesy. It's that great space opera-y, nice, just a nice level of shitty, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Fighters run my tail.
And it's got that sort of branching path stuff, cool bonus levels with the like weird hypercolor business that they do. It's great. All right, that moves me into number 3, Jet Set Radio. You guys knew it was going to be in here somewhere. It's a landmark game in many, many ways. Its music was fantastic. Its design was fantastic. It's cool because it's theoretically about committing crimes and being part of a gang, but it's also got this really very much Japanese. Yeah, it's great. It's like graffiti and cool Japanese street fashion and rollerblading, cell shading, and
it did have a great art style.
Yeah, and it stands up today. Even the HD remakes of it look great still, especially for a game that was 2000 or earlier.
Yeah, thereabouts.
Dreamcast era. So yeah, great game, great music, great visuals, fun to play. Jet Set Radio Future, I nearly went with. The only reason I like is it's bigger. Some of the levels are cooler. You can do a lot more tricks and stuff, and some of the character design is a bit more involved. Some of the music is better in some ways than the original Jet Set Radio, but the way they changed the graffiti, I hate. Where you've got so the graffiti in that is broken up into like strips, like vertical strips, and basically you've just got to hit the trigger so let's say you're running past, you'll get chunk of the large graffiti. But instead of having to stop and do the motions, and whole sort of hold down, hold up, do a circle. So because they changed that, I always got to go back to the original. But Future is great, and it's a reimagining of the first game anyway, so it's not like you're losing anything.
Yeah.
Number 2, No More Heroes. I love No More Heroes. That's it. It's a great game. It's
lots of penis jokes.
It's so much penis lightsaber jokes. It's
the first thing you go with, lots of penis jokes.
That is.
I get it. But it's the first thing you want to reference.
I've not really played the game, mate.
Yeah, he's not.
So that's what I'm saying. I was like, wow, that's just a lot of dick jokes.
It's a hack and slash brawlery type game, and it's one of those sorts of games that kind of at the time that it was released, it was very much it was a huge dig.
Yeah,
it was a huge dig at big open worlds with nothing in them. It has a big open world. The game is a political statement, but also the story is insane. And there's you've seen that cutscene where they slow down. There's a bit right towards the end of the game where it gives you a huge chunk of backstory that they fast forward through. But you play it and it's this horrifying scene. You can go look for it. It's pretty cool. I recommend you play the game first. But great, fantastic music. I mean, you're the mini games that are a part of it that you do between your fighting stuff. You're pumping gas and grilling burgers and mowing lawns, and it's it's mundane, but it's fun and the music's happy.
Collecting coconuts at once.
Yeah, collecting coconut. Yeah. Finding kittens.
Playing baseball.
Yeah. You play baseball with your lightsaber and you hit the ball through the dude.
And remind everyone, how do you save again?
Oh yeah, every save room is the toilet. Yeah, you drop your pants and But the coolest part is every time you turn the game back on, your last save room the title screen is you on the toilet, and it says press A, and he buckles his pants and is in the level just straight up. So whatever whatever toilet you last used and that's where you were at, you literally pick up from that spot in the game. It's really good. It's there's no I've got to menu through, I've got to load this. No, hey, go, play. It's real good. It's a great game, and and there's a lot of really random, super Japanese otaku shit in there. And for my last game,
so is it the best game ever made in your eyes?
Yes, the best.
It's not one game at all.
It is one game. It's you put one disc into one console, and it just so happens you've got options.
Jay and I just disagree on whether this should be considered in the list.
And I'm not going into this.
Go for your life.
Mega Man X Collection, because I didn't want to fill up my list with Mega Man X1, Mega Man X2, Mega Man X3.
Just like you did when we did the SNES mini list.
Yeah, pretty much. And how much did you bitch then? Clearly, you're still bitching now about that.
It was a good opportunity to crowbar that one in there.
But look, basically, it's got all my favorite Mega Man stuff in there. It's got all the soundtracks in there. It's got like that added 64 game, which was kind of like Mega Man Mario Kart, which they put out in Japan originally for I think it was like I can't even remember what it was called. But basically, it's just Mega Man Mario Kart, and you had like interchangeable parts and shit. It was actually pretty cool. And it's got, I think it's like Mega Man X 1 through 6 on there. So it doesn't even have all of the Mega Man X franchise in there. It's just got 1 to 6. And I only like 1 to maybe 4, I guess. So, whatever. It is what it is. And, by now, if you've been watching, I love Mega Man X stuff. Specifically X. I mean, it's and that's the thing, they only made that collection once. They've made a bunch of different
What was that released on again? The GameCube?
It was GameCube era, yeah. And that's the thing, GameCube, we're talking GameCube era. We're talking early 2000s. They've just recently done another Mega Man Classic collection.
Yeah.
So, it's kind of the underdone area of Mega Man as well. So, it's like a 10-year-old game.
Where does Legends and all those sort of fit in with
it's its own,
with how you kind of track Mega Man games?
Look, I never really played.
I know they're separate things.
I never really played much of the Legends stuff. I mean, there's a very dedicated fan base to it, and it's they're decent games, they're fun, but they're not for me. Mega Man X has really sharp platforming, and the movement is really good.
Okay.
And the music is for me.
The
better.
Legends, is that classic or that's a different?
No, classic is your original Pew Pew Mega Man, Mega Man, Proto Man, Bass, Treble, Rush, all those ones.
Yeah.
And it's just
Legends, the one with the Audie's helmet. Yeah.
Yes. Well, no, he's the one. He's got brown hair.
Yeah.
So he's kind of also got the you played Marvel vs. Capcom 3, the one where you can swap out your parts. So to have the drill and stuff. Yeah. So that's Mega Man Volna or whatever it is. Which is from Legends. Yeah, and same with the chick from Marvel vs. Capcom 2. Well, yeah, but not that one. So Roll was from Mega Man Classic. Yeah. Mega Man Classic. The easiest way to remember them and divide them up is Classic Mega Man is where all the bosses had man at the end.
Yeah.
So Wood Man and Metal Man.
Yeah. Cutman,
and Mega Man X, all the bosses had an adjective in front of their name, Overdrive Ostrich and Spark Mandrill.
Spark Mandrill.
Yeah,
he's a piece of shit.
And,
he's the easiest boss to kill though.
Storm Eagle,
I recognise as someone who's not played him.
Storm Eagle, you would have heard as well.
Storm Eagle is the first boss you go and kill.
Yeah. Flame Mammoth as well.
Yeah.
And Zero, you can't go in and Sigma as well, and Vile, I guess. Basically, it was more sleek. It was more 90s, whereas the other stuff was kind of like Akira Toriyama 80s, really rounded.
Yeah.
Whereas Mega Man X was more 90s sleek.
You had that
really pointy,
that Neo Tokyo thing.
Yeah, for sure.
Going through
and then Mega Man Legends is kind of more almost post-apocalyptic, but not at the same time.
Okay.
Because they're treasure hunters, basically.
Right.
And then you've got your battle networks, which is basically Mega Man is a program who kind of he's on your a phone equivalent, and he's kind of your personal AI. And you fight with programs and stuff like that. Then you got Mega Man Zero, which comes from an offshoot of one of the Mega Man X5 endings, where it's business happens to the world, and then the ZX series follows on with that. It's a weird timeline. I mean, Mega Man Legends does not really have any links to the Mega Man universe, whereas Mega Man Classic is a certain time period, and Mega Man X is that same time period.
Yeah.
Except way later. So I think it's 100 years later or something.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and so that's basically that. There you go.
All right, now for the only list that you'll ever need. I kick things off with a
list
game
of other episodes of this program to watch. So we're going to start with the Super Nintendo list.
I would suggest.
I'm going to let you finish, but
I would suggest that number 7 is a game that the three of us would collectively agree is a brilliant game. Whether it belongs in your top 7 or not.
I can see it.
And the Super Nintendo classic Earthbound.
Nah, fuck him. I don't think so. Sorry, I just thought, you were so determined that we were all going to agree with you. I agree with you. It's a fantastic game and definitely deserves
underrated then. Some would say overrated now.
Yeah, almost. I think that, I put it in my top 7, but there are some that will claim it to be the
greatest. Yeah,
and it's not. But it's
a flawed game. But it's
his mother.
But it's a lot of fun. It's got a really quirky sense of humour, an endearing sense of humour.
And you can put tomato sauce on a bread roll to make it better.
Yeah,
which is absolutely not what happens if you put tomato sauce. If you cover a bread roll in tomato sauce, it is arguably worse than when you started.
If you want to see the results of our test,
if you would like to see Damo eat a bread roll covered in tomato sauce, like, comment, and subscribe.
In the same episode, I'll get glassed by Jay.
Yeah.
My 6th choice
for premium subscribers only.
My 6th selection is
your which selection?
The most 6th.
My 6th selection.
My 6th. My dark side. Is by far and away the most recent game that any of us have mentioned. The Witcher 3. I'm wearing a shirt for it actually right now.
Oh, is that? I thought it was Game of Thrones.
I thought it was Okami.
So The Witcher 3, there is more content in that one game than any I've ever played, which doesn't necessarily guarantee it's...
Lots of content to make Paul content. You're welcome.
Yeah, but at the same time, I don't think there were any weaknesses there. It wasn't there wasn't just padding in there to say we've created a 500-hour-long game. It was...
The side stories are as...
Great narrative, strong characters, game looks sensational, it plays really well. And it's harder, I think, when it comes to
parts of the game, like the 1.0 version of the game.
Is it the save? I didn't have that issue.
Yeah, there were some bad bugs in that game.
None that I experienced.
Okay.
Number 5 is The Last of Us. Many will argue Naughty Dog's finest game. I don't agree, given what I've got to come. But
Crash Bandicoot. Fuck! How did I not pick that up?
The Last of Us.
I'm doing my honourable mentions after you all this.
Probably
Jack 2, obviously.
Probably the best storytelling in a game that I've played, bar none. And that's inclusive of some games again coming up in my list that I rate very highly for the exact same reasons. Just really, really powerful storytelling. Some of the choices. So it was a linear story, but some of the choices you have to make near the end.
Almost as good as Mario 2.
You're making it like you can. Just made me feel like a horrible, horrible person, or more horrible than I already am. He's lost it. Moving right along to the...
I mean, Mario 2 is a game that we all know is great for storytelling.
Those choices you have to make.
It's tough, man. It's tough. It's
which other castle?
Do I pull the turnip? Do I not pull the turnip? I don't know. Is there a dolly? I don't know.
Number 4 is Uncharted 3, the superior Uncharted game.
Sorry, before you go on to your thing,
I'm gonna let you finish.
Actually, I'm gonna let you finish.
Mario, Uncharted. No, Uncharted.
The Last of Us.
Last of Us. Is that gonna be a live action movie? Is that what I heard?
There's talk about it. But
okay. Like I thought it was starting to confirm.
It'll just fizzle out, I'm guessing.
I thought they said that about Resident Evil.
A Netflix series would be amazing, but do continue.
Uncharted 3 doesn't have anywhere near the same quality of storytelling, though admittedly strong. Uncharted 3 is just kind of that popcorn adventure game that you're just running around just shooting.
It's popcorn.
Hey, it's popcorny.
Popcorn.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Shut up. It's a blast to play. You can pick it up whichever one of the Uncharted games you want without necessarily the story context.
You're welcome.
And it's just a hell of a lot of fun to play. Uncharted 3 just being the pinnacle of those in terms of its quality set pieces and combat.
Indiana Jones. But better.
Last Crusade.
But better.
Number 3 is... Damo rattled off a Zelda game before. I feel this one's superior. You did too. That's right. No, you on an honourable mention, it was 2 of them.
Yeah,
and the same
makes the whole game.
But right. I did this, so I've done twice as much as you.
Ocarina of Time, which You talk to most people, a large portion of people, and they'll say that it's the best game ever made. I wouldn't go that far along.
Definitely not.
But it is worthwhile being in the conversation.
Oh, absolutely. It's a great game.
Because in many ways, it's the same Zelda we've gotten when we played, say, A Link to the Past, and it's the same Zelda that we've experienced since. But it was the one that just kind of it mastered all those different elements, got the balancing just right.
I would argue the story is better in Ocarina of Time.
Yeah, none of that.
Than Link to the Past.
Oh no, but in terms of the beats that they're going for, so this the Dark World thing's obviously a bit different. But no, it's the same. There's a lot of
I never played Link to the Past as much during that era, but I feel like you feel more like you're being thrust on a journey with Ocarina of Time than I ever felt with A Link to the Past.
Yeah, Link to the Past just stumble upon.
Yeah, Link to the Past is just like it's more of like a hey, I'm just hanging out.
Oh wait, what's this? Let's go.
Yeah, whereas Ocarina of Time had that sprawling, so I totally get why you would pick that one instead. So,
the next game is
plus
one.
You get a horse. That's cool.
You do get a horse. The next one is a game that we all unanimously agreed when we did.
Horses. It's a trend.
Horses.
The next game on the list is one that we all unanimously agreed belonged on the SNES Mini.
Absolutely.
No disagreements. It was the shortest, sharpest, probably conversation of the lot. Chrono Trigger.
Yeah.
The characters are
really
incredible.
Hard to argue with them.
The characters are incredible. The story is fantastic.
The multiple endings,
the combat,
character design.
Yeah.
I've already mentioned Toriyama, but we can do it again.
Yeah, same deal for Chrono Trigger. Same guy. It was my crack for years and years and years. Like I just kept playing it over and over and over. And
yeah, I've still never finished it.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Damo, you look like you got something to say on that.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. Did it ever get remade?
Yeah, DS.
Not remade. It was it was a re-release and they'd added some extra features on the end.
Yes.
No, it was a remake of the PS1 or PS2 version.
Yeah, that's right.
The PS1 one was still the same game. They'd added some CG cutscenes.
Yeah, it was anime, man. They added anime scenes to it.
Yeah.
I wonder, do I have
it? CG.
How did I play it? Did I borrow it off someone?
You might have borrowed it from me.
Yeah, I think I did.
Yeah, I got a copy as well.
Yeah.
And number one,
the fact that it's like, yeah, I should play that again is why it's on this.
Yeah, exactly.
Kind of list.
And number one is Final Fantasy IX. It's for me. It's one that I like.
It's the one that resonated with you
the most. It's one I think ever since you and I have known one another. It's just the one that I will always stick by. You and I kind of drifted apart school-wise during that phase. You kind of missed me when that first came out.
Yeah, pretty much.
But that was all I wanted to talk about for months and months and months.
Yep.
And it's one that I've kind of dropped off in recent years because of big boy responsibilities like jobs and such. But
don't know what you're talking about.
Adulting.
Yeah.
But prior to that, it was every year I will play this game and I'll finish this game, and I wish I could have the time to do it again these days. But absolutely, it's one of those. I will if I can get the time. I just don't know when.
Yeah.
I'm actually going to get.
Damn you, game developers! I'm constantly releasing good content.
Well, yeah, that and again a job. But that's my number one. The characters were fantastic. Vivi or Vivi, depending on how you want to pronounce him, the little black mage. Just my favourite character in video games. Full stop.
Those cutscenes involving the other black mages too. Like that was
so wait,
gut wrenching.
Just to go back to your list really quickly. Your number one.
Yeah.
Zone of the Enders.
The second runner.
It is the second runner.
Yeah.
It was the sequel. I'm like,
yeah.
Did you say one or two?
No.
Yeah, no, I played one. I know.
So yeah, and I think the thing about Final Fantasy IX is that it also encapsulated a lot of what it was in many ways a throwback to everything that had gone before.
Yeah, it was. It was even the creator's favorite too.
Yeah,
because it was like everything he always wanted to do, and he was finally able to.
And kind of the best bits of everything, he's pulled it all together and made.
And you look at the remakes of
10 came out to PS2 only a few months later.
Final Fantasy 3 and things like that, that got re-released on the DS.
Yeah,
and it was they did the 3D scale upgrade and things like that, and it was yeah, look, this looks like 9. this is clearly like his plan for like what these guys were going to look like has always been what 9 was like.
What I'm hoping is because
does 9 ever got a re-release?
It got re-released on Steam and iOS earlier this year.
Really? Sorry.
So, Final Fantasy VII went to Steam last year or thereabouts off the back of a PSX announcement.
Yes.
And then it came to PS4.
Yeah.
8 and 9 have both gone up on Steam as well, and I'm really, really hoping that both of them, but specifically 9, comes across to PS4 as well in the same way that Final Fantasy VII did, because that will be the first Final Fantasy that I play. I'll just play it and play it and play it. And that will be that opportunity for me to go.
I did that with 7 on Steam. So,
well, they're also making that remake of 7.
They're doing the remake of 7, and that's kind of why. And also, I mean, the 7 thing has been teased for years and years since they did that PS3 tech demo.
Yeah,
and people believed that was actually a thing that they were working on.
Mm.
But with that said, just to reiterate our number 1s for everyone, Damo, yours was
Zone of the Enders, the second runner.
Mega Man X Collection. Hey man, mine's got way more games than yours does.
And mine being Final Fantasy IX. Now, I'm sure everyone else who's watching now has their own different thoughts, their own different opinions, their own
on whether I cheated or not.
Jay certainly cheated, but feel free to remind him of that in the comments. Let us know in the comments what games you would have selected as your top 7 favourite games if you hadn't already done so.
Honourable mention though does go out
to
like
give an honourable mention.
Yeah, Crash Bandicoot.
Give a couple of honourable mentions. I did because
it's hard.
I hate doing top lists because I'm garbage at it.
I loved Crash Bandicoot 3 the best. I thought it was awesome. Fun. Yeah, Warped. Jak 2 was. Jak's series was amazing, but 2 was just.
I said that before. It's
it was grouse. I mean, that was the first game I ever saw in a hyper magazine get like a 10 out of 10.
Was that the first one with Dark Jak?
Yeah, that was real cool. Just the open worldness and just.
Yeah, I've never played a Jak game.
Yeah, real cool.
Also, I feel like people give him a bad rap these days. Jak,
huge.
Only because people know.
Shout out to the old Fire Emblem.
That Naughty Dog aren't going to go back and do something like Jak or Crash. So,
okay.
Any other honourable mentions for you?
Oh, there's probably, but you can hit me up on YouTube.
I'll throw up a couple then. Funnily enough, now that we're clearly collections are okay, I might throw a few out. So, Super Mario All-Stars.
Rare replay. No, not just Super Mario All-Stars. Super Mario All-Stars and World.
And World.
Because that was another.
I may as well quickly. Yeah, true, that's a good point. And
why do you think I did this with like the Super Nintendo thing last time? It's easy.
The Mass Effect trilogy.
Fair enough.
And I'm sure I could throw a few others out. Secret of Mana.
Rare replay.
There you go. That just wins. That just knocks off. Mega Man, doesn't it? Because you just rattled off 30. How many games are on that collection again?
30. Yeah, 30, 40 something.
I should be on the SNES remix.
But
I'd like to put the mini NES on my list. It's a game. Like it's I might be taking this.
Sci-fi.
Yeah, I might be taking this too far.
Like I said, though, let us know in the comments what your selections were. We'll make sure to have a read.
If you want the bonus features, you have to like, subscribe, and share.
Silence.
Jesus!
Sorry, we're all giving them time to do exactly that.
To realise that, yes,
we watched it this long.
They're still taking this joke this far. Wow.
But to Damon's point now, because we're wrapping up Patch for the month, be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Make sure to check out the site, player2.net.au, to see all the fantastic written content from a range of really capable, competent people.
Much more competent than our professionals would suggest.
Then make sure to hit up all of us on Twitter. Paul James P2, Tacos Talks.
# Fridays.
We've been lying for Jay long enough. He is on Twitter at NCommandXS. There is no point denying, because if you visit the website, Matt has been referring to you this way the entire time. But the point is, he still doesn't use Twitter. So It's the thing he has.
It's legitimately like there's someone out there that's just hanging for Jay to cancel his account just so they can take that fucking tag. Like fucking come on.
Well, I won't because it's my like it's
your thing.
It's my Xbox name. I think it's on my Xbox Live.
Add him on Xbox Live.
Sure. I won't accept you there either.
You anti-social.
Yeah. Have you seen me?
Yeah, that's a good point. So with that done, though, and you can also play 2AU to keep up with the site itself on Twitter.
Yes, lots of good content coming.
Longest goodbye ever. It is the longest goodbye.
Does go.
It's because we're sad to say goodbye to you.
Yeah.
So until next week, where you'll see us for the Player 2 Video Games Club.
Arguably one of the best games I've ever played on the Video Games Club.
That is patched for another month.
Arguably, I mean, you can argue anything.
I'm arguing that this is never going to end. We'll see.
I'm arguing whether you
We'll
want
see
it to
you
end
next
or not.
month, next week, whenever you tune in again.
We'll see you next
Goodbye.
time you see us.
One hand clapping.